I don't think you have to know a lot about music to get what Bedhead Betty is all about, because it is about the vibe. You know, they're happy people. They're really happy to be up there on stage, and that makes you want to be part of that happiness, and so you get out on the dance floor and you dance to it willingly and happily and joyfully. And I think it's that sense of joy that is so appealing as part of the vibe. I mean, the joy is part of the vibe.
Bedhead Betty gets up on stage, everybody in the audience is their friend. Everybody in the audience is feeling good, and they're sending out that love and energy up to the band members, and the band members are sending it right back to the audience.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, that they've got a little bit of magic about them. I think it's more of a feeling. There's a soulfulness, there's a funkiness about them.
You know what you're going to get when you go to a Bedhead Betty show. You're going to dance, you're going to laugh, you're going to have fun, you're going to see your friends out there on the dance floor, you're going to get a little silly. When you're out there dancing, you look around on the dance floor, everybody's grinning. Not just smiling, but they're grinning, and they're dancing, and they're sweating, and they're, you know, it's just that infectious sense of fun, I think, that is really appealing to me. I think that is one of the key things about Bedhead Betty, and that they're just like really kick-ass musicians.
It's hard to put words to it. Because there's so much feeling involved, and it's so nonverbal, you know, and it is so spontaneous and this creative flow. The audience, they respond to it, and then they feed back to us this wonderful energy and excitement and life and love and all of that, just good stuff.
It's a really exciting thing just in general, just the playing of it, just the actual doing of it, being on stage and having a room full of people dancing and playing rock and roll music that's just happening. It has been for me, you know. And then to be able to do it with people whose company you enjoy is just really cool.
Kind of feels like in old time days what it might be like if you lived in a particular village and everybody went somewhere on a Friday night and this is what you did. You know, your band played and you danced, and it kind of has almost a feel like everybody knows each other, and it's got a very friendly and connected vibe.
We're one of them, they're one of us. It's a tribe thing. It's just fun. We're approachable, they're approachable, everyone's genuine, so it's easy.
I get up there and I just crank it out, and I'm having a blast. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I have to check myself. I have too much fun.
Then you notice this gorgeous drummer in the background, you know, and she's so talented, and I think we can all see, you know, when someone's serious about expressing themselves via their talent. And so noticing Julie and her beauty and her kind of almost quietness back there, but making so much happen, some dimensions going on here, and it's fun to watch.
Julie is not what you think of when you think, you know, R&B rock drummer who's got the pipes to match and the skills. I mean, so I've seen a lot of people do a double take, you know, because you just assume, oh, it's just some dude, you know, and it's Julie. And then especially when she starts singing and people haven't even realized that it's a woman back there on the drums, and she starts, you know, people go, what? So,
Yes, sure. Yeah, it's, you know, discovering this essence, basically, you know, and that for me, realizing that music and rhythm and movement, I'm a very physical person, even though I'm small, just realizing that that is a part of who my essential self is. And then kind of, I want to say getting out of the way, but it's not even an effort. It's more of a dropping into the moment and relaxing and letting it out, you know.
Well, she's so at ease back there. She just doesn't ever, you know, look stressed out or uncertain about what she's doing, and she's on it, you know, and that's real powerful. People don't expect a cute little blonde pixie woman to be a good drummer or to be a good musician, period. And she is a really good drummer. She's very, very good at what she does.
Yeah, you hear me talking, Betty, back how long? Oh, once you train of fools. For years I thought you were my man. Oh, no, I'm just a lady.
These songs that are like completely different are starting to become Bedhead Betty sound. And even though they're different songs, they still have like the Bedhead Betty sound to it.
We make songs our own. We don't try necessarily to totally imitate what's done. We're not a jukebox. You know, we're not going to play things that people recognize all the time.
They're not a typical cover band because they take those songs and they make them their own, and they pick really interesting, quirky covers, and they're just so happy to be doing it.
We do play, you know, the Rolling Stones, Michael Jackson, Aretha Franklin, but we also have good cover songs or good songs that are obscure. Nobody knows them.
We're not playing, you know, top 40 pop music. We're playing rather oblique stuff that's, we consider it, you know, really good and fun to play.
We have a great mix of music, from everything from jazz to blues to hip-hop to disco, throwing in a little disco, rockabilly, the whole gamut, and I think it pleases everybody's taste.
They go from Prince to Tom Jones, Melissa Etheridge, Brandi Carlile, something new, something old, something borrowed, some blues, some jazzy, a lot of funk and rock and roll, and it's just a lot of fun. And like
You sexy motherfucker. You sexy motherfucker. Well, alone in the middle of a river, yeah, that's the south side of France, in case you get. Out of all of your friends, I want to be the closest. That's why I tell you things, you
See Julie and Dave setting down a groove that is just as rock solid as could possibly be, and that is an essential thing in any band, that you have your rhythm section, you know, kind of have that mind meld going. They definitely have that.
The thing with this type of music is about the drums and bass. If they lay it down, if they got that hammering down, then it makes everybody else's job really, really easy. And they do, because they're both pros. You know, they both really know what they're doing and been doing it for a long time.
One of the things that makes them such a great cover band is that they're really, really, really great musicians, separately and together. They are very good at what they do.
All four of them are stellar musicians, and that allows them all to kind of come together and, you know, with their powers combined, they are Bedhead Betty, you know, that kind of deal.
Byproducts of playing with seasoned players that you'll get a relaxed pocket, a good push. You know, the tempos are always steady, the count-offs are always steady. When you can relax and play and not concentrate so hard on the music because you're prepared, then it reflects in your performance. So we just go out there and, you know, it's like pulling the string on a bow and arrow. We just pull the string and let the arrow fly.
The communication between all four of them is solid. And that makes a really good band when you've got really good communication. And I'm not just talking about being able to talk to each other, you know, outside. I'm talking about communicating in the music, in the moment.
Well, I see them looking at each other on stage, and that's one of the things, that infectious sense of fun that I was talking about, is it's really evident in how they relate to each other on stage, and they are really good at that. I know they've been together for a really long time. And I think they just really like each other. And that's always kind of a nice thing. It's not always true when you go to see bands.
A lot of bands that you get, you won't see that type of personal interaction with the people. We're fortunate that the four of us have so much experience and so much love for what we do that it translates and you get a feedback. It's symbiotic. So the fun we have is the fun they're having, and it reflects each other.
I love the way Diane and Julie sing together. I think their harmonies melt, you know.
The harmonies are really tight, and those are people who have sung together and know how their voices fit together really perfectly well on different songs. They can make and Di has such a beautiful, emotive voice that she can make it sound soft and lover-like, or brassy and sassy, and so they're really able to, they make it look kind of effortless, so you don't realize, wow, these are really great musicians.
I'm a support player for those girls. That band's about those two, really, you know. And so I just fire where they point me, you know.
Playing with Julie and Di is such a pleasure, and they're both such wonderful singers that I can't add anything to it necessarily. A little background vocals here and there, but in a support role, that's what I'm trained for as a musician, so it's a natural fit.
I'll never forget Frank's first gig with us at the Legion. And he was ripping it. It was great. We were having a wonderful time, and everybody was so excited. And, oh, you know, Frank, way to go. I'd introduce him. Wow, whoo. And after the show, he turned to me. He's like, that was freaking awesome.
I found it to be quite unusual to have people that are musically compatible and also personally compatible.
You know, Frank will be playing a lead and I'll turn my head and I'll be like, wow, like that was just like, he's very understated but very moving lead that's kind of part of the whole thing.
Frank is an incredible guitarist. I mean, really incredible guitarist.
I've stuck with it and developed my own style and gotten comfortable with it is the main thing, because people can tell when you're having a good time up there, and that's what really projects. They may not know all the different runs and what's all the cool stuff, but they can tell if you're having a good time, and I have a good time with it.
I think with Bedhead Betty, you very much feel like the band is part of the audience and the audience is part of the band. There is that sense of give and take. People of all ages and just seems like different walks of life, but people that genuinely enjoy, you know, having a good time, you know, getting out on the dance floor with a lack of self-consciousness and just really, you know, having a big time. And they really inspire that, I think.
You know, people and music go together in a sense of feeling good and sending out that like energy that Bedhead Betty sends out for their audience. You know?
Just the exchange of looks, smiles, you know, I look out at the audience and really do the eye contact thing. This exchange of looks between band members in the audience and band members on stage, and just smiling and just energy and life and movement and creativity.
We're not just up there because we just like to play our music and we're, you know, it's about the crowd. It's about we have more fun when they have more fun, and we have way more fun when they have a ton of fun. I want everybody who comes to our show to have a good time. I really do. If I'm seeing them having a good time and they come up to me afterwards and we hug and everybody's sweaty and it's like, who cares? Because we just had a great time together.
The bass players are, you know, they have a particular role, and he does that well. He's just real experienced and schooled musician, you know, he knows his stuff.
Back in the rhythm section, being a bass player, you know, you play behind the soloist or you play behind the singer, so you're not a forward instrument. And that canvas that you lay down for them energizes them.
I was just picturing Dave playing when he closes his eyes and he gets in his, I call it his little special happy place, you know, and he's just grooving and he's so in the moment.
It's one thing to play music technically well. It's another thing to project your spirit into what you're doing, and then to have 4 people project the same attitude and spirit.
I've gone to their house and where they practice and have invaded their space, you know, a time or two, and it's fun. I mean, it's like, you know, it's like drinking beer and playing music, and that's, I mean, I know you want to like know that like somebody's a diva and like somebody's got some like shitty attitude, but these people are good people.
Yeah. Okay, that'll work.
Good night, I love that song.
I know.
And part of it, I mean, we make fools of ourselves in front of each other all the time. I mean, our practices are silly. We start on these weirdo conversations and someone says the goofiest thing, and you know, we bond that way, I think. So when we get on stage, you know, we're a team. And I think it's because we're all a little bit goofy. That was a lot better than I...
A lot better than it could be, right?
Should I write that down? Everybody else cheeses?
Cheesing. Cheesing.
Did I start alone?
Cheesing.
You want the G in there? You want the
Boys cheese.
Yeah. So anyway, extended
If you
intro.
cheese on stage, I'll kill you.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. It's all right. I can take it. I can take
Oh my gosh, we're having a fight!
We practice. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, whenever.
What is it?
I'm just. We have Maroon 5. Your 1-chord song.
Oh yeah.
Or 2-chord song.
I'll get over.
Sorry, I shouldn't have told you I was gonna. Yeah. Okay. Alright.
Love you all the time. Oh, hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Paperback writer. After all the things that you put me through, the 16 candles that burn on my wall, here I am, the biggest fool of them all. I wanna know, won't you tell me why I love to stay? Yeah, yeah. Oh, take me to the river, oh, wash me down. Won't you cleanse my soul? Put my feet on the ground.
Not a lot of thought about anything else other than it's an in the moment thing where I'm thinking about, you know, maybe the next chord that's coming up. And so, you know, you turn off all that mind loop junk that you have to deal with most of the time, you know, that's gone away. And so that's real pleasant. Kind of like a meditation in that respect, I guess.
Yeah, it's in the moment. It's I think, probably part of the philosophy of being a musician is being in the moment.
When I'm in the middle of that song and I'm just wailing on it and I'm strumming my guitar as hard as I can, and all I am thinking about is just making it sound as good as I can, and that's in the moment. I'm not thinking about anything else, and that to me is being alive.
That's a big part, you know, where you're not nervous on stage anymore because it's not about you. It's about the event or the creative flow. I think maybe when people see that comfortableness or realness, vulnerability, that makes them feel more relaxed, get out on the dance floor and do their thing. You know, doesn't matter who's looking, we're having fun. That's what we're doing.
But boom, when the lights go down and we start playing, it's 2 hours of bliss, which to me is peace. I mean, it's you just forget everything, and that's all that matters. It's my passion, right? It's the thing that really, you know, I feel like, okay, I'm alive. You know, I mean, you know, I go to work, I go to the grocery store, I go to I'm on stage, I'm alive, and I am just enjoying every second of it. And I'm on cloud 9. If I didn't have it to do, I would be a crazy person.
It occupies the same importance as food or sleep. It's not a priority, it's not something conscious, it's an impulse that we act on as musicians, and it's fulfilling. And it's entwined and integrated in our philosophy of life. So it's like a religion almost.
So like the first thing you notice is Diane and how energetic she is and how absolutely projecting of friendliness and energy, and she pulls you in.
Down by the river, Mama lives in Mandeville. I can hardly wait until
Di keeps us in line more. She's like a great band leader, you know, and front person. And I think that's one of the real big reasons why this is able to go like it does, you know. Her projection of her personality and everything, and her big old heart, you know. People see that.
she's gone to stay. Well, there ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house is their home. Anytime she goes away.
I love I love playing rhythm guitar. I really do. I don't play lead, I don't play solos. But I love playing rhythm guitar, and I love to, you know, just be part of that, laying down the beat, the feel of the song. And so, and especially I love when I get to wail on it. You know, there are a few songs that, you know, I just let it go and I get my head spinning and all this stuff happens, and I love that. But when I'm doing that, when my eyes are shut and my mouth is open wide, I'm like, you know, you can't even talk to me. I am completely someplace else. Those are just transcendent moments for me. It's like religion. It's like going to church and I get my fill and I'm good. So that's good. We're having a really good time. I wouldn't trade it for the world because, again, the release that you get up there, you know, to be able to pretend like you're a rock star for 2 hours or 3 hours a night, you know, and of course, it's just, it fills me. It just makes me feel like $1 million. And then I go home and feed my dog and clean the cat box. And I'm like, well, I'm not really a rock star. Damn.
Okay,